was for you one of the biggest challenge starting with football?
The biggest challenge for me as a player or as a coach?
When you started the first time with having the ball in your hand, which kind of challenges you faced?
When I started to play football,
Yeah.
um, I had no challenges because when I started to play football, it was just fun. The most, the most, yeah, the biggest reason why I started to play football was fun. So I didn't care about problems or anything. It was just the game and to the love to play the game with other kids on the field outside. And later when I grew up and I had like challenges, like I had to um, keep my grades in the school and also the football. So my dream was to get a professional football player. I didn't how to say I didn't
Make it?
I didn't make it. And but I remember in the fifth grade in school,
Mm.
um, Immanuel Kant Gymnasium.
Yeah.
Um, I still, I was still dreaming about get professional,
Mm.
and the only thing in my head was football, to get a professional football player. And so school was for me like, okay, I go to school and I have lessons and I have exams, but uh, I didn't care about the school.
Mm.
Because I thought, hey, I will be professional. I don't need to care about school. And then I had big problems in school. So I couldn't follow my dream in football because I had to fix my school.
Mm. Got
So,
it, got it. Like, and when did you decided to pursue football as your career? When was this like happening for you?
um, I remember when I was like 7 or no, like 8 or 9 years old. Um, like I said, my dream was to get a professional football player. And in one season, we had a coach. His name was Steve, and Steve was like the best coach I had when I was a kid.
Mm.
So when I trained with Steve, I told to myself, when I don't become a professional football player,
Mm.
I will become a football coach. That was the first time to think about, okay, maybe I can be a good coach, because I had a good example, or
Mm. Yeah.
yeah. And later, first I started as a youth coach just because I wanted to share my experience with children, and it was fun for me to work on the pitch with the kids.
Mm.
And later I studied sports management in the high school, no, in the university after the
Mm.
high school. And after I studied, or during my study in the university, um, I decided that I want to work in football. Um, and that was the first time that I had these thoughts. And yes, like since 3 years, I am a full-time football coach.
Mm. Amazing. Going back to Steve, because that's interesting. Like, what would you say? Why was your experience so much like so good with Steve? What he did and what you learned from Steve?
Um, when we arrived at the pitch in the locker room, just changing our clothes, and um, we see Steve was smiling every day. He had fun working with us, and he showed us exercises in football um, that that were fun for us.
Mm,
So everything we did with Steve was fun. So we love to train with him, and also we we felt that we get better when we train with him.
mm.
And that was the best feeling for us. And for us, Steve was the best coach in the world. He knows everything about football. Yeah. Only because we had fun, and we felt that we get better during his training sessions.
Amazing, amazing. Like this kind of emotion he could bring in you. What would you say, how important is it? Like, for example, you started as a youth coach, coaching young kids. What is like for you one non-negotiable where you say, okay, training kids, that's very important to teach these things first.
It's just these two things: to have fun and to learn something and get better. This is everything, not only in youth football, or not only for kids and youth, also for professionals.
Mm,
Um, in Mainz, I had the opportunity or the chance to speak with Bo Henriksen.
mm,
It's the coach of the first team from the professional team of Mainz, and he told me the same. He said to me, Dennis, when my players, when they have fun and when they don't care about mistakes, we win. We play well, and we win.
mm,
But when they care about decisions, or think too much, and when they don't have fun, they don't play good. They don't play well, and we lose the game. This is
mm.
what he say about professional football, and for me, it's the same in the academy.
Amazing. How would you say to teach that? Because, for example, like now you are like in Mainz, the first league, right? First league team, and there's competition, right? Like competition all over. You have so
Pressure.
many pressure. You have so many games. You have pressure on you because you are the coach, and then the kids have pressure because they want to go higher. How can you teach the fun part and don't worry about mistakes in this high pressure situation?
First thing, to teach fun, um, it's important to have fun by yourself. So if you don't have fun doing this job, the kids will not have fun. Um, the second thing is, especially in youth football, or more for kids, um, you have to tell them to make mistakes. It's allowed to do mistakes, or do you say do or
Yeah,
make mistakes?
it's right. Yeah.
Okay. Um, they are allowed to make mistakes.
Mm,
So um, to to say this every training session again and again, and in every match, before every match, I tell the kids, guys, you are allowed to do mistakes. It's allowed. So they don't have the feeling like, oh, when I lose the ball, or when I make a bad pass, or when I shoot and I don't, it's not a goal, and whatever. Um,
mm,
when they care about that, and they think, okay, when I make a mistake, and my coach is outside like, hey, what are you doing there? Then they are not free, and they care too much about the decision, or should I dribble, should I shoot, should I do this? And when they think too much about what's my next step, or what's the best decision, when they think too much, it's too late. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
These two things. And um, for me, for myself, I have two rules. For me, these two rules are important for every coach in the world.
Mm.
The first one is um, to you have to help me, loben in English. Loben.
Like praising, praising.
So the first rule is, in every training session and in every match, 80% is praising
Mm.
and 20% is criticizing.
Yeah, criticizing.
Criticizing. Okay. So this is the first rule in every training session and in every match. The
Mm.
second rule is um, praising um, under thousand eyes, like um, when a player do something, a good dribbling or a good pass, and I'm shouting, like the whole field um, is hearing when I say nice pass or nice shoot or nice defending, and the other kids, they want the same. They hear it and they want the same, and they have more power,
Mm.
and they want this praising too. And criticizing under four eyes. Yeah,
Ah.
when someone do make a mistake or bad pass, whatever, I don't shout over the whole field. What are you doing there? And why you don't pass the ball, or why you don't go into the dribbling? I'm like, okay, um, Navik, come to me. I I take you in my arm, and I say, hey, you play good, you play well, but you have to do this better and this better, and only um, under four eyes. Like this, these are the most important two routes for me as a coach. And
Mm.
the kids, when you do this as a coach, the kids will love you and they will do everything for you, and they have fun, and they get better, and they will be successful.
Amazing. That like these two rules, like they're so good because I have some players, right? They're a bit older and they tell me that some coaches in the youth destroyed their thinking because of these things, because they were shouting from the outside, what are you doing, what are you thinking? And the kid's self-awareness goes down and he's not confident. And that's amazing. Can you, like, how did you develop these kind of mindset as a coach? Who taught you this?
Okay, this is special because I have before I started to work at Mainz, I was coach for Rot-Weiß Frankfurt,
Mm.
and there was a man, he's still there. His name is Karl Heinz,
Mm.
and he's 84 or 85 years old, so he has uh, a few years more experience than you and me. And this is these are the first two rules he teach me taught
Mm.
teach me
Yeah.
when I started to work there.
Mm.
And I think I was thinking about it, and I realized that this is the same what I want from my boss.
Mm.
When because as coach, I make mistakes, and I'm not perfect. I'm not doing everything um, right for every people, and when I make a mistake, I want my boss to come to me and speak with me about that, and not to speak with other people and they speak about me, and Dennis did this and this and this, and just come to me, speak with me alone under four eyes. And it's the same when I do something good. It's nice to hear that from your boss.
Mm, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Like having also listening to somebody who has 20, 50 years more experience than we, right?
Yeah.
And that's amazing. And what would you say, like you have the opportunity to coach pro level players, but also amateur and also youth players. What are the big difference between them? Like what are the difference from coaching pros and coaching amateurs?
So when I coach kids, or when I coach youth players like 15 or 16, and when I coach pros like 26 years old and pro since 10 years, and captain in Italy in this Serie A, I try to give all my players a good feeling when they come to me,
Hmm.
like the big brother, or the best friend, and just not like, oh, it's a um, training session and it's not allowed to laugh or to speak or something, just to make a good time for the player first, and to yeah, just I try to make a training session, that all of them have they like and they have fun. So that's the most important. But the training session inside. So when I train with a professional or with a youth player under 17, what we do is the same. So what they need is to have reps in dribbling, in passing, in shooting, in first touch, and everything you need on your position, and to do this in like 100 times in one training session. So the Inhalt of
Yeah, like
the,
yeah, we understand like the topics.
the topics are the same.
Mm,
Because it's not the same when you play with the when you train with the defender and with the striker, but
mm,
um, like the training session inside is the same, but the difference between a pro and the under 17 is the Körperspannung.
like the body power.
Yeah, the body part. The professionals, they are like the whole training session. They are like Spannung einfach.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I don't
like
know how
tension,
to say in English. Um,
tension, I think.
yeah, and that was the biggest difference, and the experience that I had playing training with professional players.
What would you say is also the mental difference? Like, do you have the feeling that like the pros have like different mentality because they are pros, or that's why they got to pros regarding to youth players, they are struggling to get pro?
Um, it's I think it depends on the personality of the players. Um, I also have mentally strong players, under 17, under 15, and disciplined players under 15, under 17. Um, I also have players when I say, hey, try to shoot with the inside of your foot, and don't shoot high, just try to shoot in the corners. Um, they try, and they're successful.
Mm.
And you have also players, um, you're telling them the same, like every training session, and like 10 times in one training session, and they don't try, and they don't learn, and they don't take your advice. And
Mm.
um, I think it depends on the personality, because the professionals, they know they know I can help them,
Mm.
because they had the experience in the past 10, 15 years, because they listened to their coaches, and
Mm.
their coaches um, brought them there. Wie sagt man?
Yeah,
Um,
that's right.
yeah, they they helped them to get there, and
Mm.
they want to get higher. Even they are professionals, they want to get higher, and um, they list their, like I said, I have one player. He's 20, I think 28 years old, and he's professional since 10 years, and he's captain um, in a Serie A club in Italy.
Mm.
And normally you think, okay, um, when you tell a player like him, just you have to shoot like this, or you have to keep your body like this, and normally you think, okay, he's professional, he doesn't care about what you tell him. But this player was like, okay, he listened, he understand, and he tried, and it was working. And in this training session, after this advice from me, he looked to me, and he started to smile, and he know I can help him, and he tries, and this is why he get better every day.
Mm. That's that's so powerful because I think what most people forgot that like in every level you are, you can get better
Yeah,
and you can get better. And if you lose the ability or like the ego is too high
yeah,
to say, okay, I cannot get better, I think that's your downfall.
yeah.
And did you had experience like this? For example, now you told about the experience where he wants to get better, but did you saw people they were like, no, 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 I'm the best, and then you saw like, okay, it
Yeah,
comes down.
many, like 90% of the players. Yeah, because this is why not everyone can be professional. It's not only to have a good technique and a good athleticism,
Mm.
good mentally stuff. It's also to um, unterordnen.
Yeah, like having the ability to downgrade you to learn from others.
Yeah, to say, okay, I am in a team, and we have coaches, and they are the bosses.
Mm.
So you have players like, the coach is telling something, and they're like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, and this is I think the most um, or the biggest reason why talented players don't reach their goals, and realize their dreams.
Mm. Which kind of advice you would give, like, for example, these players? I mean, you saw so many talents, right? But like, how can you transform this person into, hey, I want to get better?
Mm, if you if you believe in your dreams, and if you have a dream, and you want to reach this in your lifetime, everything you do in the day, from waking up, in the breakfast, the brunch, the lunch, I don't know, the dinner, everything, every decision you do in your day, think about before you do a decision, think about, okay, when I eat this burger, do I get um, near to my dream or to my goal? I don't know, it's hard to explain from
Mm.
English, but it's every decision you make in the day, think about, okay, will that help me to get a professional football player or not? And in every decision, it's not only what you eat or what you drink or um, if you go to training or not. It's in every decision. Like um, it's the phone.
Mm.
How many time I spend in the phone? It's a decision. In the phone, it's a decision. Like um, think, just my advice to all, just think about every decision. Will that help me to get a professional player or not every day?
That- uh, that's amazing advice because I just recently listened to one sports psychologist and he coached the goats, right? He coached also Cristiano on the mental side, Kobe and all these goats, and he was saying that like these players, they are really what you're saying, like everything what they're doing in their life is aligned with their goals. Everything. They're like, they're not thinking of, okay, I have to do this and this. They're like, okay, I am this, and that's why I'm doing this. And it's like this. And I think that's like the mental, like one of the hardest things in life. Because I mean, you and I, we know like we have some different desires and things like that. But that's why also so few people can reach the top. What would you say is like the mental difference or like which kind of mental skills players have to train? You mentioned before, like don't getting too much in mistakes, right? Recovery after mistakes. Which kind of mental, yeah, tricks or mental strength abilities are important for young players to get to the pro?
Um, in my team in Mainz, yesterday we had yesterday and the day before we had two big matches, and the pressure is high, and everyone wants to perform. And also me, I want the team to perform because I'm new in the club and everyone is watching and like, who's the new coach and um, is he allowed to work here or not? And I had three topics on the sheet in the locker room. Like the first one was what I tell my team, have fun. The
Mm.
first one is have fun. Like when you have fun and you're free in your head, in your mind, and when you're free, um, you play perfect. The second one is to be mutig
Mhm.
in
Like
English,
be brave.
to be brave. And I told my players, if you are in a situation and you have the opponent in front of you, and you say, this is a situation, or this is the moment where I want to do an okocha.
Yeah.
Just do it, and if it works, perfect. And if it not works, it's okay. It's, I don't care. Just do
Mm.
it. And the third one was working hard. Just
Mm.
working hard. Football is not only to dribble and pass and shooting goals. It's also defend and to run back and to get the ball back and to fight.
Mm.
These three. And
Okay.
and I tell my players when we leave the locker room, I say this when we leave the locker, when we walk to the pitch, don't speak to each other about what are you doing tonight or what did you do last night. Just these three topics in your mind the whole time. When we walk from the locker room to the pitch, when we warm up at the pitch, when the referee is like starting the game, these are the only three things you have to keep in your mind, and you will do a perfect match, and we win both big matches.
Oh, amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's really big advices. What would you say, let's say as a coach and you grow the stairs and you go higher and higher and have like more responsibility in the thing, and you had already the experience to talk with the first team coach. There also for coaches, like I have so many friends, they are coaches, and they all talk about the pressure is not only at the players, it's also on me,
Mhm.
right? It means you have to train your mindset because all the people, they're not watching the players, they're also watching you. And you have to, like, you take the decisions. How do you get over with these kind of pressure, right? How do you train your mind to be okay because you can do also mistakes? How is it for you and how do you train it?
The first thing I want to say is it's very important for me to know that also me, I am allowed to do mistakes. So I don't how to say, I know that I can do mistakes, and sometimes people come to me and say, "Hey," or like the boss comes to me and he say, "Hey, why did you change this player in this situation or um, in this moment of the game? It was maybe not your best decision today." And I'm like, I listen and I think about it, and I'm like, okay, he's right. So to learn from other people and to learn every day, and not to think that I am the best coach, and like nobody can tell me how football works, like to do workshops every month, or to watch other training sessions of other coaches, and learn from other coaches every day. This is the most important thing for me. And me as a coach, I also feel the pressure in a big club. Um, but I think now for me, it's like I'm doing this job for 6 years, and 3 years in full time. So I uh, I do this every day from the morning to the till I go to bed again, and I love it. And I prepare very well every training session and every match. Um, when we play on Saturday, I'm thinking about the lineup on Monday, and when we play at like 10, no, yesterday the match was at 12, and the players come like 10:30, 10:45. I was there at 8
Mm,
in the morning, and I prepared the field, I prepared the warm up, I prepared the coaching points, or the Ansprache,
to speak.
my speech before the game. I prepare the shirts from the team, like every player has his shirt there with his number and his set, and I think this is one of the most important things to prepare very well. Yeah.
Mm. That's like I love it because it's like practice what you preach, right? Like it's not only what you're saying to the players, you are also practicing this and also like having like this growth mindset of okay, I'm not have a too big ego. I also learning and I want to get better. Not only I teach this player the things, I learn what I also teach. And I think this ability is something because coaches sometimes forget that because they are up, they can decide. And I think that's there was like Jürgen Klopp was it, right? And there was like one of my friend, he had was lucky playing in Mainz, I think, at this time,
Yeah.
where he was like one of youth player, very young, and he was saying like Jürgen Klopp was coming to me and telling me what I have to get better, right? And he was like, I knew I'm not the best, like I'm in the down hierarchy, but he took time for me, right? He was like there for me, and he was like, this changed my perspective of coaches, and I think we can see how good he is, and I love your approach, man. Like really, really nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. One last question to wrap it up. For example, let's say you could go back and coach yourself as a 10 years old, right? Dennis at 10 years old. Which kind of advice you would give to yourself?
Start earlier. Start earlier to follow your dreams, and start earlier in the morning to work for your dreams.
Mm.